Hi, I'm Sean. A very warm welcome to my channel. Today I'm looking at the new moon in Aries, and also looking at Chiron and some powerful archetypes I think are activated. Please scroll down for your sun, moon and rising sign. The new moon happens on the 17th of April, which is a Friday, and joins the party of planets in Aries. Please see my video on this Aries stellium. For me, this new moon is one of the most important creative reset points of the entire year. Think fresh identity, raw courage, and healing something that once felt broken at the core of who you are. For those who know the tarot, it's the Ace of Wands. This new moon doesn't ask politely. It says, who are you now? And are you brave enough to live as the real you? Let's break it down. So let's chat about a new moon. A new moon is always a blank page. The sun and moon meet in the sky, consciousness and emotions syncing up. And for a few quiet hours, the universe goes dark. This is an energy reset. Think of it as a seed moment. It's perfect for intention-setting magic. Anecdotally, people often tell me, I didn't do anything on the new moon. But a week later, my life was different. That's because new moons don't shout, they initiate. So let's go on and look at Aries energy. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, symbolically, the spark that starts everything. Aries represents beginnings, independence, leadership and self-direction. Instinctive, honest action. This is a sign that doesn't wait for permission. Aries energy says, I'll try first and figure it out as I go. At its best, Aries is brave, direct and pioneering. At its shadow, Aries can be impatient, impulsive, or combative, especially when blocked. I had a boss with strong Aries placements for about 10 years, and boy could she be aggressive if someone blocked her path. And of course, I'm not saying Aries people are all aggressive. We're talking about the Aries shadow. Aries wants movement. Standing still feels terrible. Now let's bring these two together. On a personal level, the new moon in Aries is about starting again as yourself. Not the version shaped by survival, expectations, or old battles, but the truest version underneath it all. This is a moment to reset your identity, your direction, and your courage. You may feel an urge to act, decide, or finally move forward on something that's been sitting quietly inside you. Don't overthink it. Aries works through instinct. Even a small, brave choice now can set an entirely new cycle in motion, reminding you that you don't need permission to begin again. This is not just a personal new moon, it's a collective turning point for our world, where, let's face it, things are a little difficult. Aries initiates history, it governs wars, yes, but also heroes, protectors, and those who step in when nothing else is working. This new moon carries urgency, consequence, and lots of momentum. It has the "where were you when this happened" feeling. And yet, the direction isn't destruction, it's course correction. Sometimes the bravest act is not escalation. It's healing what created the conflict in the first place. Chiron, the wounded healer, has been moving through Aries for years now, and this new moon feels like the closing chapter of that story. On a personal level, this has been about identity wounds. The times you felt you didn't belong, had to toughen up too early, or were rejected simply for being yourself. It shows up in moments like becoming the strong one in your family, learning to defend yourself instead of asking for help, or constantly proving your worth just to take up space. Many people with strong Aries or Chiron placements say, I learned to be strong because I had to. But this new moon offers a different message. You don't need pain to justify your power. This is a moment of healing the inner warrior who's always on guard, the inner child who learned it wasn't safe to be soft, and the part of you that's been fighting just to exist. This is Aries energy coming back to the heart, courage that's still brave, but no longer hard. This is heart chakra Aries, fierce and tender at the same time. Now we step into mythic territory because this new moon is also activating the archetype often called the Star Maiden, a symbol of conscience, hope, and moral courage. In the myth, she was the last celestial figure who refused to abandon humanity when everything fell apart. While others withdrew, she stayed, believing people could still do better. On a human level, She represents hope without denial, justice without cruelty, and service without self-sacrifice. You feel her in your own life in moments like continuing to show up for your work, even when the system feels broken, standing up for someone who doesn't have a voice, or staying emotionally available when it would be easier to shut down. She marks the part of you that keeps going when others quit, not out of naivety, but out of principle. Under this new moon, the Star Maiden asks a very simple but powerful question. Where are you willing to stay engaged, and what kind of future are you quietly protecting through your choices right now? Okay, so I think that's enough intro. Let's dive into each sign, and if you're enjoying the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Hi Aries. This new moon activates your first house of identity and self-direction. This means new beginnings are especially powerful around your confidence, personal goals, and how you show up in the world. Chiron here may be trying to heal wounds around being rejected for who you are, or having to be strong too early in life. The Star Maiden is giving you a boost in reclaiming your courage with heart. Stepping forward, not just boldly, but authentically. Hi Taurus. This new moon activates your 12th house of rest, healing, and the unconscious. New beginnings will be good in areas of emotional release, closure, spiritual practices, and letting go of old burdens. Chiron may be healing wounds connected to burnout, isolation, or quietly carrying everyone else's pain. The Star Maiden offers support behind the scenes, helping you trust that retreat and inner work are productive, not avoidance. Hi Gemini. This new moon activates your 11th house of community, friendships, and future dreams. New beginnings will be strong in social circles, collaborations, and long-term visions you're planting now. Chiron may be working on old wounds around belonging, like feeling like the outsider in groups, or realizing you've stayed connected to people who didn't really see you just to avoid being alone. The Star Maiden is trying to help you find, or become, a community rooted in shared values rather than convenience, such as saying yes to a cause, group, or friendship that actually reflects who you are now, even if it means gently outgrowing an old circle that no longer fits. Hi Cancer. This new moon activates your 10th house of career, public life, and leadership. New beginnings support professional direction, visibility, and stepping into authority. Chiron may be healing wounds around recognition, success, or feeling safe being seen. The Star Maiden brings reassurance that leading with integrity and care is not weakness, it's your strength. Hi Leo. This new moon activates your 9th house of belief, meaning, and expansion. New beginnings flourish in education, travel, publishing, or a renewed sense of purpose. Chiron may be healing wounds around faith, disillusionment, or fear of being wrong. The Star Maiden encourages you to believe again, not blindly, but with wisdom earned through experience. Hi Virgo. This new moon activates your 8th house of deep transformation, intimacy, and emotional truth. New beginnings are supported in healing, shared resources, and letting go of control. Chiron may surface wounds around trust, vulnerability, or power dynamics. There may be a wound about shared resources to do with things like lump sums owed, or maybe an inheritance or divorce settlement. The Star Maiden helps you find safety in depth and reminds you that true healing happens when you stop self-judging and allow support in. Hi Libra. This new moon activates your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. New beginnings are highlighted in love, collaboration, and meaningful one-to-one bonds. Chiron may be healing wounds around rejection, people-pleasing, or loss of identity within relationships. The Star Maiden encourages balanced connections where fairness, respect, and mutual commitment matter again. Hi Scorpio. This new moon activates your 6th house of health, work, and daily routines. New beginnings are ideal for improving habits, healing the body, or redefining how you serve others. Chiron may be addressing wounds around overwork or feeling valued only for what you do. The Star Maiden helps creating a daily life that honors your well-being, not just productivity. Hi Sagittarius. This new moon activates your 5th house of creativity, joy, and self-expression. New beginnings bloom through art, romance, passion projects, and play. Chiron may be healing wounds around being seen, feeling worthy of joy, or taking creative risks. The Star Maiden is reminding you that joy itself can be an act of hope and courage. Hi Capricorn. This new moon activates your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundations. New beginnings are supported around creating a deeper sense of safety and belonging, or redefining what family really means to you now. Chiron may be healing old ancestral wounds or emotional responsibilities you've carried for far too long, like being the one who always holds it together, provides, or stays strong while others fall apart. The Star Maiden is encouraging you to build inner stability based on care, not duty alone, such as allowing yourself to rest at home, setting gentler boundaries with family, or choosing to nurture yourself instead of proving your reliability yet again. Hi Aquarius. This new moon activates your third house of communication, voice, and everyday thinking. New beginnings are supported around how you speak, write, teach, or share ideas, especially in your immediate environment. Chiron may be healing wounds around feeling misunderstood, dismissed, or silenced for thinking differently, perhaps learning to edit yourself so others feel more comfortable. The Star Maiden is encouraging you to speak with integrity rather than approval, such as saying what you truly believe in a conversation, sharing your ideas publicly, or trusting that your perspective has value even if it challenges the status quo. Hi Pisces, this new moon activates your second house of self-worth, values, and money. New beginnings are strong around income, confidence, and what you decide you deserve, materially and emotionally. Chiron may be healing wounds connected to scarcity, self-doubt, or the habit of giving more than you receive to feel valued. The Star Maiden is helping you reclaim your worth in practical ways, such as charging fairly for your work, saying no without guilt, or choosing stability over sacrifice, reminding you that honoring yourself does not take anything away from others.